sent a legal letter, like threat of legal action to this Rawvana girl, saying if you don't take that video down or stop using those similar vegetable ingredients, we're going to take the court. So this Rawvana girl was fucking loaded. You know, parents got like a private jet, drive Ferraris, etc. She got her lawyers to write to Kristina's marketing team, basically saying, you know, and Kristina's like, oh, I'm really sorry about that. I didn't know that happened. Oh, hugs and unicorn. I said, oh, if you come to my palace, I can give you a free ride on my unicorn, you know. This is a classic example of Kristina, like, taking some action when it backfires, going, oh, I didn't know, like, oh, no, I wouldn't do that at all. Man. Sneaky. So I think Kristina's learned not to be such a bitch and be a bit more giving and relax a bit. You know? If someone uses similar ingredients to you, yeah, if someone trademarks a raw food recipe, I think a bit crackpot. Yeah. That's why we welcome people, upload our videos, do whatever you want.
Yeah, it's a form of flattery though.
It's a form of flattery.
Yeah.
You know? Get the message out there. And it happened another time with a Facebook page, someone did a similar recipe, and Kristina got a marketing team to send more legal threats to them, and they turned around and said, well, here's the date of my recipe, and this date of yours. Actually, you copied me, because my recipe's up first. So, suck on that. And so we've got plenty of people write to us their experience with Kristina. Disappointing, but I think she's learning. She's learning. So our goal is just to, our goal is to help these people raise their standards a bit by giving a bit of, calling them out a bit. Just by saying, that's not acceptable behaviour. You can't try and sue someone who's using a raw salsa recipe on YouTube. But it's like someone wears a vegan t-shirt and holds a banana, like, you trying to copy me, I'm going to sue you. Just get the message out there. Forgot. What if I forget a question? What should I do? What sort of recipes am I going to have in my book? Just like basic stuff, banana smoothie, how to cook rice in a rice cooker. Basic stuff. Well, that's what you want. You want basic food. Come home, big day at work. I ain't got time for 10 hours in the kitchen. I want something now. That's a bigger fruit. Just peel and eat it. Put some rice and rice, put a bit of sauce in there. Job's done. This is basic stuff. Cheap recipes, easy recipes, nothing complex. I stole most of them from Dr. Google. Just cut and paste them. Basic stuff, cheap stuff, easy, tasty, nutritious, easy to get ingredients. I remember that book called Raw by Giuliano? Remember that? This guy Giuliano, chef in Santa Monica, put out a raw food book, amazing photos, but he couldn't make any of the recipes because he couldn't find the ingredients anywhere. Well, if you could find the ingredients like $100 for a serve, it's just crazy. But people loved it because it was extravagant and extreme, but no one could actually do it. No one could actually do it.
I just wondered if you, say next year, you diagnosed with something or you find out you had cancer or something like that, what changes would you make to your diet now that it would no longer be like about cycling so much, or would you go back to raw, or would you increase the greens or decrease anything, or would you consider like going on something like stop like program or?
Good question. No one's ever asked me that question. I should cover it. Yeah. If I had cancer tomorrow, a diagnosis, what would I do differently? I'll probably cut down on the Wi-Fi emissions. I get it. Who knows how damaging Wi-Fi is? I don't have a mobile, this is an iPod, but who knows what's going on there. What would I do differently? I'd go to bed every night at sundown, 7 o'clock. Keep the same diet. Make sure there's no oil and even extra, super low protein. That's all I do.
So you would swap out like rice or something and find it something like nutrition or maybe find high quality food?
People reverse cancer with the program.
Yeah.
Would it add more greens?
Would I add more greens?
Yeah.
Greens don't reverse cancers. It's what you eliminate that causes things. Yeah. Basically, cancer is when your immune system is crashed. Everyone, pretty much, any cancer specialist will agree, everyone's got cancer cells in their body at any one time. So our immune system takes care of these cancer cells. But when your immune system is suppressed, the cancer cells can proliferate, create a tumour or whatever. That's when the issue is. So greens don't do anything really. It's more what you don't eat and don't do and your mentality that helps the immune system. So greens don't boost the immune system. It's more what you don't do that does. Yeah, definitely. Because I hardly do much exercise. I do like bare bones. I do a healthy level of exercise. In January I don't do a healthy level. It's an extreme level. That's like not healthy. The rest of the year it's just a healthy level of exercise. Actually, I could probably do more. I do sit down a bit too much. So if I had cancer, I'd do more exercise. Less sitting down on the computer.
Can you say it in hours, kind of?
Yeah,
a day and stuff?
I'd probably ride 3 or 4 hours a day if I had cancer. Just easy. Listening to audiobooks and stuff. Listening to my body at an easy pace. And now I'm, pretty sedentary. Working on YouTube, working on the book, answering emails, just watching YouTube, trolling on the internet. It's not really healthy to sit down that much. In nature, we wouldn't sit down like this for 10 hours a day. Like you can see my posture, it's like old man posture. This is what I do, 10 hours a day pretty much. Year in, year out. It's not really healthy. We would be walking around the forest, looking for fruit, probably 10 hours a day of exercise. Just light exercise, walking, maybe a little jog here and there. Oh, there's some mangoes. Quick, run to them before someone else sees them. Sprint to the mangoes, get them, and then run up the mountains and no one else can get them. Yeah, so you probably do like a couple of mile efforts here and there. So I do more activity than I do now. Now it's just basic level, bare bones minimum. If I didn't have the internet, I'd do more activity. So yeah, so my lifestyle now isn't really that healthy because I am too sedentary. We're not designed to be this sedentary. So that's what I love about the bicycle, is that it gets me out and about. Because I'm lazy, I don't like to walk too far. I prefer to ride. So the bicycle is a great way to get that sedentary lifestyle a bit more well adjusted. The bike's great, fantastic.
Before you managed to generate income on YouTube, how did you afford to travel around and eat as much fruit as you wanted? Because I've seen videos like very early on when you were kind of like in Thailand and various other different countries. I started off living on welfare. I got hit by a bus and couldn't really work. I had some knee problems. So I lived on welfare for many years. And then, so I'd come over here, living on welfare check. And I get paid every 2 weeks, about 15,000 baht, which is good money in Thailand. But I was spending so much money on durian and fruits. Eventually I worked through that. And then there's times when I was in Malaysia, I didn't have any money at all. So I had to water fast for like 2 days till my welfare check come through. I'd like to sleep on the beach, it's water fasting. And or camping in the palm oil plantations with no money, so just water. And it's hilarious times. I remember I had a camera, I took it to a pawn shop to try and like, hock it in to get some money for durian. Now, nah, it's a shitty camera, go away. So I just had to fast. And then my payout came through, so I got about $30,000, which was big money for me. Doing that. So that helped when I was living back in Australia, and fruit's expensive. I used to do a lot of foraging as well. Where I lived in 2007, 2006, you could forage a lot of fruit. Now it's like totally different. Because all the houses that used to be there got bulldozed, because the old people who owned them, the Greeks and Italians who planted the fruit, they died, their kids inherited the place, and it's bulldozed it down, put 2 units on there, so it's their concrete garden. So we used to be in freezers to forage a lot. And we didn't really do much, so our calorie intake was a lot lower than what it is now, because we didn't really have the internet. We just, when we started 30bananasaday.com, we didn't even own laptops. We used to use a library. My first YouTube videos was like a $100 camera, and I'd upload it at an internet cafe or a local library. So you don't need a fancy computer or whatever. All you need is a local library. That's how we started. We started at 4 to a local library. We spent a lot of time in libraries. It's warm and cheap. Free. And then we got laptops, went from there. When I got the payout, that's when I bought a laptop, went from there. So we did a lot of foraging, we didn't eat that much, we weren't doing that much. And then eventually started making so much money from YouTube that I didn't qualify for welfare anymore. So
sort of bounced off that. Here we are today.
So if you lost everything, say next month, would you happily go back to that life?
Yeah. Definitely. The thing is, we've built such a following on social media now,
That would happen.
it can't really happen. But if it did, I'd happily live on welfare and do it now still, the same. Let's hypothetically say I lost all my money, everything, all the, so let's say we got blocked on the internet, we couldn't access the internet. I'd happily, work in a bike store, or be on welfare or whatever. Probably work in a bike store. I'll probably get fined the first week. Because I'll be yeah, because I'll be too honest with the customers. Like, you don't need this bike, you need this bike. You don't need that diet, you need this diet, or whatever. And the boss goes, look, Harley, you can't say, I'm just like, I'm out of here. So, yeah, I couldn't really work for other people. Eventually, I just had the threshold, I can't. Got to be honest.
How important do you think love and connection is
How?
on health and happiness?
How important is love and connection on health and happiness? I think it's very important. But we've got to love ourselves first. Because if you don't love yourself, no one can really love you. Or if they do love you, you can't really feel it because you're like, you don't really like me. Why would you love me? I suck. So you have to love yourself first. You have to have a connection with yourself first. And that's where the bicycle is really good, I think. Because you can go bike touring, just be out in the middle of nowhere, crying or whatever. It's just you, and then you start to become your own best friend. So you become the person someone needs versus the person who needs someone. You become the person someone needs versus the person who needs someone. So you become more independent. And then you become interdependent where you feel really good helping other people help themselves. So it becomes this whole community thing. So that's why I always do YouTube. Even if I was making no money on it. I didn't make any money on YouTube at the start. I had no idea. I did YouTube for like over 3 years before someone said you should monetize your account. I'm like, whatever. So you've got to do something you love to do for free. And if you make that your profession, you can turn your passion into profession. That's pretty cool. So do what you do for free. And the love and connection thing comes from within first. So the greater you can love yourself and respect yourself, it carries on others.
I found that a lot of women are really self-conscious and they've got really problem with that self-image.
Oh, yeah.
I'd really like for you to do a video on that.
Yes.
Suggest that.
What would the video be called?
You are artist.
Is that?
You are artist.
What?
I was just using language.
Okay. Yeah, I mean,
Self-love. I got a question about it though. Right along, piggybacking on that question. Maybe it's a question for everyone. I've never been in a lifestyle where there's so much infighting. I just don't get it. I don't get it why vegans hate plant-based and everyone's fighting about everything. Do you have an opinion about that, or what can we do about that, or what the hell is going on? I mean, I thought we were all loving, we're all loving animals, we're all eating fruit, we're all together, we're all trying to make this a better place,
Yeah.
and everybody's arguing and bitching and moaning.
I think because we're so like, I think a lot of us are trying to outdo each other, It's like a competition almost.
Ego? Seriously? That's it?
It's, I think the problem for us, me and Fred, is we're trying to be more and more transparent. And that causes a lot of conflict for other people as well. And we're trying to be more objective and give simpler advice, etc., or more sustainable advice. And that treads on the toes of other people who are trying to make money on certain whatever. So but it is interesting that why there is a lot of infighting. But I see that in cycling as well. I see it in, I see that as well. I see it in the paleo movement. But if our focus is in the vegan movement, you see a lot of it. Yeah, so once you really jump into something, you start to see the politics and that behind it. It's like, even in surfing, I used to think everyone in surfing was really cool to each other. And I'd be seeing like punch-ups in the water in the Gold Coast. And I was like, what? People are trying to catch waves and stuff, what's they fighting about? And same in cycling, like seeing people getting pushed off the road in bike races. And
But we're not competing,
yeah. I know, it is
So
crazy.
it doesn't make sense to me. I mean, yeah, if that drops in on me in a way, I'm going to tell them I'm going to have a problem. But
Yeah.
I'm not competing with anybody. There's tons of fruit. There's abundance everywhere.
Yeah, I don't know. I think humans are just messed up creatures.
Okay, that's a good answer, yeah.
We're probably the most messed up.
I just can't get that through my head, I guess.
But I think it's getting better, and we're trying to make it better, even though we probably instigate most of it. I guess we try and nip it in the bud before it gets too crazy. And a lot of people are scared to do that, but I think that's when you have like a sort of fake community. So I think if you stand up and say, hey, that advice is not the best for you or others, I'm going to disagree with that, I say that's the way to go. Versus just pretending it's all happy days and unicorn farts, or hugs and kisses or whatever. It's a good question though.
I have a question about, obviously you need a commercial on the YouTube because that's what's giving your salary.
Yeah.
And there's this commercial. Sometimes the commercial is really against the message very much.
It's like McDonald's, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I don't know if you have watched YouTube so much when you come here to Thailand, but sometimes, like, really bad messages, and even in Sweden, I mean, I can watch the YouTube and it's about milk, or it's about meat, or it's about really bad stuff.
Yeah.
So do you have any, how do you think about that, or you don't think,
Yeah, no, I did, at the start I did. I had a few people say, oh, you're sold out doing it, I'd never do that. I'm like, yes you would. If you're making $10,000 a month, man, you'd be doing that. So it's easy if you're earning $2 a month on YouTube to say you wouldn't do it. When you're earning 10 grand a month in, month out, you'd do it. So that's what I tell them. But I used to think that, but then I'm thinking, hang on, where's this money coming from? It's coming from those industries. And what are they paying for? They're paying for me to educate the masses. So when I'm making, I made over 180 grand on YouTube so far. And most of that comes from Pepsi, Coca-Cola, McDonald's, whatever. And that's money I can just push. That's money I don't have to take from everyone here. I don't have to charge a pair of $1,000 or whatever, or coaching or whatever. I can say, here's the information for free. Maybe buy my book or whatever. Here's 99% of my information is for free. Do what you want with it. And who paid for it? McDonald's or whatever. So how I see it is stealing money or directing money from corporate companies and putting them to good things. I think use the system to change the system. I've got people who are like, I wouldn't use YouTube because I boycott YouTube. And I'm like, great, no one gives an F. No one gives an F about you. No one even knows about you because you're in the middle of Australia, wearing no shoes, dreadlocks, stinky hippie, everyone thinks you're crazy, and you're impacting no one. And I appreciate your commitment to a simple lifestyle, and that's fantastic, but you're not changing anybody. You're just one person who everyone around you thinks you're crazy. So I try and use this. That's why I ride sort of flash bikes, When I walk up to a bike ride or whatever, they see my bike and they see the fenders on it, and it's like, what's this guy about? And then they see me fly on the mountain. And they're like, interesting. So I'm trying to use the system to change the system. And if everyone did YouTube, imagine what would happen. We'd just be like trolling the society. All the kids watching shark videos. They see these vegan t-shirts and go, what's vegan mean? They look it up. And kids probably type vegan into YouTube and come up with some Earthlings video or whatever, and it's like, I don't want to eat meat anymore. So I say use the system to change the system. Like freely using sex to get the message out there. People go, oh, freely's bad, you shouldn't use sex to get the message out there. They're normally women or people don't look as good as freely or whatever. But if they look like freely, they do the same thing. So I say use the system to change the system for sure. But not everyone has to do it. That's just what we do. It works for us. And we feel we'll get a big audience from it. Using the system to change the system. Wear the uniform. And infiltrate from inside. Don't try to smash the wall down. Walk in through the front door. People are running at the big brick wall, just trying to smash it down. You just hurt yourself. Get the key, pick the lock, walk in, hack the system. Do you have a question?
I'm just munching on that watermelon. Maybe it's a funny question, but I was wondering what you do with melon seeds. Like
Spit them out. Give the pigeons love. We're all waiting for you.
Yeah. If you swallow them, they come out like they are. Right?
No, in Australia every year we get a couple of people get a watermelon fruit grown from the belly button. Serious. It happens because there's a special variety of watermelon in Australia that's got a really sharp seed and it can perforate your colon.
Oh.
And it'll come out. You can see it. You have one in here. You see it down the leg.
Yeah.
Happens every now and then.
Yeah. I've seen it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's more of Australian sort of down under.
Sure.
It's because we're in the southern hemisphere. So when you flush the toilet, it goes a different way to the northern hemisphere.
We have crocodiles, but not alligators.
That's right. Yeah, crocs. But otherwise it's fine.
Okay, just swallow them and
You can't, I just spit them out for the animals.
So you bite them?
That?
You bite them and they have vitamins and...
Yeah, but you could, but vitamins are in the fruit really.
Yeah. But they have like, is it watermelon or is it pumpkin? Is that anti-parasitic? I think, or is that pumpkin?
If you don't want parasites, just don't eat the meat and stuff, and they won't have anything to eat. Parasites need high protein diets.
Not from, typically, like not washing greens enough, maybe, or not.
But your parasite,
the stuff they put on the earth.
Yeah, but your parasite needs the environment first, and it needs a weak immune system. So you can eat pumpkin seeds, but if you've got parasites in your system, you need to change your diet and lifestyle.
Yeah.
It's like if you've got cockroaches in your kitchen, you don't need to spray them with pesticide, you just remove what's there. If your bike keeps getting stolen, don't buy a new bike, put a lock on it or something like that. So we've got to treat the cause versus the symptom. We can do parasite cleanses, but if we've got the environment parasites like living in, we need to change that first. Otherwise we'll get them again, they'll be making them home again. The parasites aren't always that bad.
My actual question is always a different one. So that's, I'm wondering, so Freddie says that she exercises every other day, kind of, every Saturday. She says she's a lazy bum.
Very lazy.
Yeah, and so does she do anything all of the other days? Like, does she do, or does she walk? Like, does she do?
Walks the dog.
Like walk movement.
It walks the dog a bit, like walks busy. So let's say that we had a cage here, right? And Freelia was in this room here. We could wake up at 6 o'clock and we'd see Freelia in her bed on the computer, and then we'd come back at maybe 8 o'clock and she might not be here for an hour. She'd maybe ride a bike, just rolling up and down the road, thinking about YouTube videos, just cruising up and down the hills, just like we do every day here. And then she'd probably come back by 9 o'clock, she's gone for an hour, we'd see her eating her food while she's like on the computer, like picking the dates, reading the computer at the same time, and then she would be sitting down eating on the computer and just on the computer still after lunch, breakfast, and then maybe go for a walk with Fixie for 10-20 minutes while she's on her phone, checking Facebook, and then maybe making a vlog, and then coming home on the computer, then sitting with Fixie on a lap, hugging Fixie, and then maybe making some dinner or going to the restaurant, on the phone, checking Facebook, YouTube comments, and then editing the video, then going to bed. And that's what you do every single day. Maybe drive the car to the shop or to a friend's house for dinner, for more food.
Yeah, except the exercise, which is not every day.
Every second day she goes up the hill. And she's not going all out sprint, she's just riding up and down at 3 watts a kilo, which is talking pace pretty much. And that's what she does on that's her routine. So people think she's like, she's in aerobics instructor or no. It's just because she's been on a diet and lifestyle for many, many years now, 7 years. So if you do breakdancing for 7 years, every day, you're going to be pretty freaking good. The people, what they do is they try breakdancing for a week or 6 months, and they're not getting anywhere. Because they're doing breakdancing every day for 7 years, they're going to be world-class breakdancer, even if they started with 2 of their feet. So if you do something day in, day out for 7 years, you're going to get pretty good. You're going to get some results. And at the same time, if you do something negative every day for 7 years, it's going to be catching up with you.
I just got my blood work done. It's only like 2 weeks ago. And it said everything was perfect, just my cholesterol was too high.
What was the numbers?
200 something? I'm not sure what it is.
It's not too bad. 200 what? 201 or 291?
I'm not sure where I get 250, something like this. My doctor said it's really too bad.
What was it like before that?
It was in the normal range, like
What numbers?
100, 120, yeah, 150. Before I did.
Yeah, under 150 is ideal. But again, cholesterol can fluctuate in a few hours. So if you're stressed, your cholesterol can go up. If you're scared of getting blood done and you're like going to surgery and you're sitting in surgery, you think, oh, these sick people coughing up, cholesterol can go up. So cholesterol, almost blood tests, they can vary in a couple of hours or minutes even. So we can have a good one or a bad one. What we want is over the years, we have a pattern forming. If that makes any sense. So sometimes people go, oh, I've got a blood test done, I'm really worried about it. Or it's really good. And I'm like, it might be really good, but you might have just been lucky. Or it might be bad, you might be unlucky. So It's over time is what we look at. And let's say you did have high cholesterol, because you're young and doing a good diet, your risk for heart disease is pretty much non-existent. But you'll find over time that it'll balance out. If someone fasts, they can affect cholesterol. If you do a hard workout, it will affect cholesterol. So there's many, many variables in cholesterol. It's the same with cortisol, and your liver enzymes, a lot of factors. Glucose going up and down all the time. So one test doesn't mean anything really. But it'll give you one test you can compare the other 20 tests to. Someone's water bag leaking. That bag's hydrated. And so yeah, one blood test doesn't mean much. But someone might say, oh yeah, it does, it means everything. No, it doesn't. That's why most Olympic athletes do blood tests almost daily to see how the drugs are working. Yeah, seriously. They carry like they have. You got to think in soccer and cycling they have team doctors. Why do they have a team doctor? For bruises and no, nurses can do that. They have a team doctor to administer drugs and to do blood tests and read the readings. So most professional athletes do a blood test at least weekly to see how the liver and kidneys are reacting to the steroid cycle. Or make sure their blood's not too thick, they have a heart attack that night. So most of the time they check their blood, hemoglobin every day, or hematocrit every day. So if someone gets one blood test in a year, that's, doesn't mean much. That's a start. But it's good because then you can learn more about how to read your blood tests, things like that. Go online, Google up what does AST mean, what does triglycerides mean, things like that.
What about blood pressure?
About what?
Blood pressure.
What about blood pressure? If you don't eat enough, your blood pressure can drop, you can faint. That's why it's very dangerous to fast unsupervised. Because if you get up out of bed, you can collapse and hit your head in the ground and die.
But I did test every month, and then I completely high blood pressure.
You've got high blood pressure.
Yeah, I need.
You?
Yeah.
High blood pressure?
Yeah.
Really?
Like 6 months before that, I had 120, like okay. But then after that, I got 150.
Again, blood pressure can vary like in a couple of minutes. If you're at the doctor's,
Yeah, I waited until 20 minutes, and then it went down.
there you go. So blood pressure, you can like hold your breath, and your blood pressure rises. So blood pressure again is like, I've got my own little blood pressure meter, and you just think negative thoughts goes up. Stress, hold your breath goes up. So again, one blood pressure test is nothing. Like you said, 20 minutes later it went down. So blood pressure is extremely variable.
Yeah, I got a high blood pressure, but it doesn't change.
Doesn't change.
It stays high all the time.
Yep.
Measure it daily. For like when I was 16, it started, and it gets higher over time.
Do you lay down when you have it tested, or sit up?
I sit up.
Maybe try laying down.
Okay.
Or get a, there's a few factors, Try laying down and see how you go. But again, because you're young, eating healthy.
Maybe it will change over time.
Yeah. Maybe, maybe laying down, or your mentality, or if you go, the blood pressure's high again, is it going to be high again? So there's a few factors there. A few factors. It's almost like someone has to do it in your sleep, and you can know they're testing your blood pressure. You get a reading that way. Do you wear a heart rate strap at all? Do you have a heart rate monitor?
No.
Maybe try testing at different times a day. Have you done that?
Yeah.
Still high all the time?
Yeah.
What numbers do you get?
Up to 180.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's pretty high.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
180 to what?
To 110. Or it's less. It's fluctuating around 180 to 110 and 150 to 90. But it's never under 140. 90.
Are you on medication?
No.
Oh.
It'd be interesting to see what the other blood values were. Your hemoglobin.
Yeah, I had blood tests done, and my triglycerides are a bit higher, but not too much, and my uric acid is pretty on the limit, and
High or low?
high.
Really?
Yeah.
How long have you been doing this diet for?
1.5 years.
Really? High uric acid, that's unusual.
Yeah.
Normally it's really low.
And my aldosterone levels are really high, and my cortisol was cortisol not so much, just a little, but aldosterone a little bit higher.
What time do you go to bed on average?
Last 6 months, when the sun goes down, but in Germany it's like 10.
Maybe try and go to bed a bit early. Maybe how much water are you drinking a day?
Yesterday 10 liters.
Maybe just an extreme diet.
Yeah.
It's like charging on all the time. I don't know. But, yeah, it's a tough one. But you look healthy, you know. So yeah. See how you go long term.
Yesterday maybe at night because I sweated a lot.
But you look very healthy, yeah? So that's good. See. Keep an eye on him. I've got a diet test.
When Julie started to really go hard, she always used cycling, or did she try something before that didn't work, or she didn't like, or she used cycling because she liked it most, or she tried it work?
Yeah, like, Philly's done everything. You know, she used to be Robinson's instructor, work in the gym, insanity workout, P90X, running, yoga, you know, everything. I said, it's all a waste of time to get a cycling. She's like, no, it's not on the run. I said, whatever, you'll eventually get it. And then eventually she got it. Now she's a cycling addict. She went and bought like the lightest production bike you can get for them. And like full carbon blue, blowing money. I don't even have to say it to get it. She's like, I want a new bike. You know, what helps me get the hills are better. So yeah, once she saw the results in the mirror, she's sold. She's very vanity focused. And now she doesn't waste time doing anything. Yoga, she couldn't get into a yoga class now. She's like, what am I doing this thing? It's boring. It's not doing nothing for my body. I want to go ride a bike up some hills. You couldn't get her to do a insanity workout. Like, I'll get injured, I can't ride my bike. Running, she jogs a little bit. She bought a skipping rope the other day, skipped for 5 minutes, and legs were sore for a week. But she can still ride, so that's what she does, riding and cycling. I think it is good though to do some weights if you're cycling because it helps the bone density. Because cycling is very low impact, which can be good but also be bad if you're not doing any sort of weight-bearing exercise like jogging or weights. Your bones can get frail because they're not being used. You've got to have some resistance against your bones. So occasionally she might do a bit of jogging, maybe 5 miles a week. And she could probably do some weights, upper body weights would be beneficial. The cycling, it works your upper body, but she rides up the steep hill, so she's working her upper body a bit. But jogging would be good for the lower limbs, the shins and the legs, help with bone density. So cycling and running, cycling is the best, and running can help with bone density, and maybe do some weights as well. That's what she likes to do. Yeah.
How much running is too much running?
How much running is too much running?
Unhealthy.
We get a stress fracture. Depends on the person. Someone like a Ken's been running since they're 5 years old. They can easily do 100k a week, no worries. Someone hasn't run for 30 years, get them to 100k's a week, they've got a stress fracture in 2 weeks maybe, if they can run after a week. So it depends on the individual.
Yeah, just me specifically.
I don't know how long you've been running for.
Like 3 years.
Yeah, so I would say, how many miles a week you've been averaging the last 2 years?
5.
5 miles a week?
It's got more,
yeah,
it's been up to like
I've done about 10 miles a week for the last 4 years. So maybe picking up 10 miles a week. Go from there, use the bicycle, do intensity on the bike, and do long, easy runs for your legs.
Okay, I've been doing speed work on the running. So.
No, stick around and do.
Okay.
Because speed work when you're running increases your chance of injury, especially if you're new to it.
Yeah.
So do the speed work on the bike, and then you'll be running. And when you run, you always have good form, even on your easy runs. That's what I do. With speed work, yeah. Speed works. That's where you get injured. So I'd say do the bike and the cardio, and do the running for form. Yeah. And that's how I ran a 2:48 marathon. Bike fitness, but enough running, my legs could handle it. I'm 10 miles a week average last 4 years. Yeah. So cycling is the secret though. Hey, man.
Okay, I kind of wanted to answer your question you asked earlier on about why women feel bad about bodies,
Okay.
and it tends to be women that feel that way than men. To understand that you speak to feminism. Feminism has got a really bad name, and a lot of people think feminists as fan haters and all the rest of what they do stereotypes. But to fully understand why women feel that way, that's not just because that's the way women are. Men and women, girls and boys, generally speaking, are socialised very, very differently and given very different messages from society, from family. So to understand that, you can understand that. We're very happy to talk to you and more detail if you're interested in finding out. The women, a lot more so than men, have their value placed on how they look aesthetically and are criticised much more harshly for the way they look than men are. And that's why we really Harley's messages we give out on YouTube. You see very, very different messages because Taylor's maybe trying to talk to a more female audience and maybe Harley is a male audience. But I personally enjoy Harley's videos more because I feel there's more focus on fitness and health and critical thinking, and that's what motivates me rather than the way that I look. Obviously I like to look slim and beautiful, but I think there's a lot more to it. But if you're interested, I'd be happy to talk to you more about it here. And I've got a question as well. What's been your funniest trolling experience?
My funniest trolling experience? Probably when I was in a running race in Australia. I had a 5K race, so I had this battle with this guy. He just beat me on the line. I was full gas. Got across the line, I was just like, I was dying. Heart rate's 190. This guy goes, Harley Johnson? I'm like, yeah, mate. I thought he was just, someone wants to say g'day, I guess, ask a question or whatever. I said, yeah, g'day, mate. And he hands me his envelope. I was like, oh, it's an envelope. And he just walks off. And I was like, oh, yeah, this is interesting. So, actually, it was a parcel bomb. I opened up and there's some legal letters from this guy I'd been harassing on the payload form or whatever. And so I was like, oh, here we go. So I ran up to the guy and said, no, mate, you got the wrong person. He goes, no, mate, I got a photo of you here. And he showed me the photo of his phone. So I said, it's not me. I just threw it on the ground and walked off. And he kept walking. I know sort of raced a little bit longer and I watched it. He drove off, so I went over, picked up the papers, and then I rang up that lawyer firm and said, oh, I got given these papers today, but I actually lost them. Could you send them back out again? Which would cost, would have cost a lot of money for the guy, private investigator, or whatever, to come out on Saturday morning to hand me papers. So I just kept ringing up this lawyer firm, saying, keep sending it out to me, send it out to me. Just rack up as much money as I could to their client. And I did that with Dave Wolf as well. He sent me a Supreme Court San Diego summons or whatever it's called, subpoena, I don't know. And I just rang him up again and said, oh, I lost it. He just kept doing it again and again and again until they eventually stopped sending it out.
Does that summons mean oh, you have to come to San Diego?
No, it was, I don't know, it was from Supreme Court of San Diego. Subpoena or something.
It just says stop.
Something like that. It's just sort of cease and desist threat. So I just thought, okay, let's rack it up. Let's rack up the cash.
More fruitarians.
Yeah. So that's probably the funniest one. Not funny for some people, but. Someone trolling me?
Yeah.
Oh, there's plenty of fun videos on YouTube of people trolling us. Some are pretty creative. We laugh at most of them. Some are pretty good. Some are pretty good. That's the secret, is just have a sense of humour. Yeah, don't take it too personally. You can pretend you take it personally, but don't hold on to it when you go to bed. Just have fun with it.
This morning when I woke up, I tried to drink a quart of water.
Yeah, it's good.
I couldn't. I got really, really bad pain in my stomach.
Yeah, it probably really dry.
but I think I drank enough the day before.
Maybe you're enough, not enough for what you need.
But I can't drink more.
I think you need to drink more.
But it hurts.
That's what I mean. So you need to. If you can't drink, it means you're really dry.
Okay.
That's been my experience. And dealing with when my friends have ended up in the hospital on heat stroke, they can't drink water. They're like spewed up, and then we call the ambulance. So just you don't have to like just sip it.
Yeah,
just sip it.
Slow.
Yeah. So just I wake up, do the computer, just sipping it. Yeah. So if it hurts, just sip it.
Okay.
Yeah, just be gentle, sip it in, but you need to have it. If it hurts to drink fast, just sip it, get it in there. Because that's one of the first symptoms of dehydration, it hurts to drink water. I remember one time I saw on TV, they rescued this guy from a plane crash or whatever, and they had the cameras as they pulling him up from the wreckage or whatever, and he just saw a water bottle, and he just runs to the water bottle, grabs it, and just ripping the cap off, and they're filming him the whole time. He's just ripping it off, and he's just like, and he just like starts necking it. He goes, oh! And he's just like looking at it like it's paint thinner. You know, he grabbed his throat, like he's trying to stop it going down. He's just like, what is that? He was so dehydrated, his throat, everything's closed up to conserve moisture. And he's just like, what is that, you know? And the look on his face was just like, I was like, wow, there you go. And I've had times where I was in cycling across Australia in the summertime, did 300 kilometres one day, 301 kilometres, got really dehydrated. And then the next day, didn't have enough water, ran out of water, unorganised. And it took me about an hour and a half to drink a litre of water. It just hurt so much. I was just like, my stomach was out here. I was just like, and then I got it down eventually and started to feel better that night. But yeah, just sip in the morning.
1 quart, that's about 1 litre, right?
About that, yeah.
He's 12, and
yeah.
he can nearly drink a litre quite easily.
That's it.
So if he can do it, I'm sure you can do it.
It's really,
really
sure.
bad. It's just maybe practice.
Yeah, just sip it in. Sip it in. Just have a straw in it. You don't need to neck it. I normally neck it because I'm running late. Just sip it in.
So you were talking about the throat pain, but what about
and stomach
pain?
as well.
Ah.
Any nausea, dehydration symptoms. Yeah. And try and drink before the meals as well. Before I go to dinner, have a bottle of water. Like every time I go to Ming Kwan, just knock neck, this is about 750 ml. Before I sit down, I sort of whip it down.
What about during the day though? So you have stomach pain during the day, but that's for the last day, right?
Yeah.
So is that the same?
Say again?
For the last days, you have stomach pain every now and then, and quite strong as well. So is that the same problem?
That can maybe be a gastro. I'm not sure what you're eating elsewhere. Yeah, it could be a gastro or something like that. Or does it hurt when you drink water, or does it hurt by itself?
Depends.
Both.
Yeah, both.
Just keep drinking and see what happens. Because if you're a bit dehydrated, the digestion can't work properly and have a bit of pain. Or you might have a 6-foot tapeworm in there. It'll get better. But your face looks good, you know, so just a little bit more water. Just sip it.
So, I feel like pretty lucky where I live to have like pretty awesome like vegan like communities and also like vegetarian community, like high fruit diet community. So it's like pretty lucky, but I know like a lot of us are gonna go home once where we live, if we're not moving out here, some of us are, but a lot of us are gonna go home and like I was gonna ask if you have any like fun tips for building community, like vegan and like healthy lifestyle community when people go home.
YouTube. And pretty much everyone's here because of YouTube. And YouTube is the biggest community on the planet. YouTube is the biggest community on the planet. And that's how change is getting made now, is YouTube. And that comes to the Bay Area. Where's YouTube like in, is it Palo Alto? YouTube's base?
Yes, I do believe, or something like that.
Or, no, Cupertino. Maybe. Anyways, in the Bay Area.
Maybe.
So,
it's not.
How do you create communities? Just YouTube for the one, and then you collaborate with other people and it builds more community. YouTube. You never know who's in your suburb or area.
We have there's like a meetup, meetup.com.
They're good as well. So yeah, you can use Meetup. can build a community via YouTube and use tools like meetup.com or Facebook. Like we created a Facebook group for this event. So that's really cool. So people can just start little groups, might get 1 or 2 people come up. I used to have potlucks of like 3 people. Or someone's just a friend, come and hang out. The secret is start somewhere and keep growing. Keep moving forward. And don't give up. Is that? Instagram's good as well, yeah.
I actually, I live in a very small town in Sweden, like 20,000 people. And one day I was, been to the shop and bought a lot of food, took a picture, put it on Instagram, and then I had a hashtag of the name of my town and some vegetarian, and there was actually one other girl living in the same town. She used to go there like 1 month ago, and she was also involved in it. So I met she's my best friend now through Instagram, just because I was making her.
Yeah.
Is anything a towel or something that you can back this bird's eye thing because it's falling in and it's soaking wet and it's dry off a little bit?
It'll dry off.
I think it should really hurt itself.
Give me a sec. Pigeon rescue.
Ah, there.
It's under the bench.
Here.
Under the bench,
Oh,
isn't it?
yeah.